Yeah, not like that.
God. No! Asaka! Just hit it and let it go. No. Let her do it. It's fun. Guys, we got too many hands today and not enough brain cells because Abby, say hi.
Hi!
We got Abby on. I'm Em, and this is Liv, and we're your Meta PsycKicks.
We're really failing on the button pushing today.
And the lack of brain cells.
Because we just launched Patreon. Go check it out.
And if you don't want to, I guess that's okay too. We won't hold it against you. Maybe only a little bit.
I will. I did it. You should. That's coming from our beautiful fans, Abby.
All of them.
One of the PsycKick. all of the Abbies.
Oh, God.
So,
what are you going to talk about?
today we did a tarot versus psychic medium reading. So, guys, if you're interested in that, go to the show notes and you can find the link to book a reading with both Liv and I.
But Abby just got a reading. Guys, Abby is my best friend besides Emily. So,
Lol.
lol. Abby is the OG Emily.
Also lol.
And I was really nervous to do a medium reading because the last time I did a medium reading was when I was like 15 and I saw her grandmother at her last brother's christening, which was adorable, guys.
Total accident.
Very much an accident. And since she's been my best friend for so long, I'm just really nervous that anything that I tell her is going to be wrong or like skewed. But I talk to only people that I've never met, so you know.
There was a reason for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
But I'm excited. And then Em gave her a tarot reading, which was also cool because she's like, I've never had my tarot read like this. And now she's going to tell you how she felt about the whole thing and what we talked about, if she wants. Otherwise, go watch the video.
Or we could just talk about what it was. Give them a little summary, and then she can say how it resonates.
Go for it.
'Cause that's a lot of pressure. You're the one that said most of it.
I know. And everyone always says that I talk all the time, so it was your turn.
No one says that. Just you.
I say that.
So, my tarot reading was mostly about how her relationships in her life affect what she does. So, she's a Leo. So, everyone else comes before she does. So, she has a lot of things that she wants to do with her life, but she's being held back because she wants to make other people shine before herself. In which case, her spirit guides gave her the Sun card, but the Sun card was in reverse. And for me, the Sun card deals with abundance. It deals with deserving of the sun, like having everything that you want in your life. Or if you guys know The Lion King, anything the light touches is yours. But when it's in reverse, it's because you don't think you deserve that. And it's because you want to put the light on everyone else. So, tarot reading, how did it resonate for you?
Well, at first I was super confused.
Closer.
First I was super confused.
Just make love to it.
To the mic.
But, I mean, as things got read more and it became more clear, and I tend to take things literally, so, you know, there had to be some...
Yeah, I read you really quickly because
Yeah.
I was like, I can read someone in about half an hour, but we only have 20 minutes for this video, so I need to really go. Because for
Yeah.
Liv, I can cut some of her things out. Not for a tarot reading, it all goes together.
Yeah, no, and it was really confusing at first because, like I said, or Liv said, I've never had a reading done like that before. It's always been a specific question or something along those lines. And it was really neat to see how Em did it and how it all came out. And once everything started to come together, it really made sense. And now I have some things to think about in my life that I really wasn't. So my anxieties, you know, just skyrocketing as it wasn't before.
Because the whole time the spirit guides were like, she doesn't know that these are problems, so just go slow. And I was like, okay, we'll go slow.
And my Aries just like yeeted you off some cliff. Because I was like, I need this to happen as fast as possible.
She just drop kicked me.
Yeah, the first thing out of my mouth was, what's wrong with your relationships?
I was like, I don't know. I just got married a year ago. Thought it was going well.
And it's not about your relationships. It's about how you view relationships as a whole. Like, how you think people that you know and love think about you.
And then it made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Which is good. Emily is very good at talking about things in a very, I'm an Aries way. She stomps her heel
Blunt.
through the ring. Yeah. I wish you guys could see how she walks. She reads cards the same way.
Yeah, I would very much like to just use one-word answers at all times. One word can just sum up the entire thing.
I get that, but when it comes to this stuff, I was like,
Oh, yeah, I know.
I was like, maybe
Very
a little
blunt.
bit more.
You were like, can we please pump the brakes a little bit? I saw it. I'm sorry. I was like freaking out too. I was like, wait, we have to explain this differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, my tarot readings are a lot different than, like, if you go to the fair or whatever, because I feel like the people at the fair are like, this is how your love life's going to be. You're going to have a lovely Prince Charming that's going to come through, and then your job's going to be real good, and it's going to be like this and that.
Nah, Em doesn't sugarcoat things at all. She's like, you're going to struggle with this.
My readings are very much like, here are your traumas. Your spirit guides are going to tell me things that aren't on the cards about your traumas. And if I don't say them, I'll get really anxious. You're welcome.
Oh, God. Yeah, Emma. We did a reading for a girl one time, and in the middle of the reading, she looked at her stepmom and was like, did you tell them things about me? Because this is all of my traumas.
Which, by the way, this girl, I had no idea even her relationship to the woman that we were reading.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it's always fun doing tarot readings, especially with them.
Yeah, because I don't understand how pieces of paper can pull so much trauma, my dude.
But they do.
So
Traumas
Liv.
that you didn't even know about.
So Liv, how did your medium reading go?
Oh, guys, it went way better than I thought. I got a whole page of scribbles, too. It was so funny. I took out my notebook, and Abby knows that I'm a medium, but I didn't really talk about it a lot because, you know, society, and it's okay if people don't believe in what I do. It's not for them to believe or not believe or anything like that, but I just, like, didn't want to make people upset. So she's known about it forever. I think Abby's actually the first person to know about it, honestly, because I talked to you a little bit about it. But again, I know sometimes your family is a little bit more religious, so I knew that it wasn't something I could always talk about. But your family is like my family, so that was kind of hard for me a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, I got a whole page. Oh, I took out the notebook. Sorry, fish brain. Cannot think about one thing more than, 1 second.
One brain cell.
I think we're all sharing one brain
we're
cell.
just passing it around.
We haven't slept in 3 days, you guys. Patreon launches tomorrow.
So
I
got
have no excuse. I just haven't slept.
That's okay. It's the grind. Anyways, I pulled out my notebook and Abby's like, are you going to like automatic write or something? And I was like, oh God, I do not want to have souls jump inside my body. No, Jay, they talk too much and it's too fast.
I was scared for you.
I'm glad you were concerned for my spiritual safety.
They don't jump into your body. They just move the pen around. It's like what I do with the spirit guide drawings. It's fucking weird.
Well, no, it's like if you were sitting in a lecture room with 5 different people and they talk at once and you don't know who's going to talk or when. So you just have to write things down that they say as quickly as possible.
Oh,
also,
college.
they talk like super quick. Like you can't even hear it. Like, you know those like EMF reading things? The reason why they slow them down is because spirits talk so fast.
Oh, I've never thought
they
about
don't
it
have
that
like
way.
a vocal track to
Yes.
like slow them down. It's just the thoughts. I mean, think about what's in your head. Like,
Well, depending on what clair they're using to communicate with me, it could be anything like as if someone like in college, a professor was giving a lecture and they're talking, or it could be something like they're talking about an entire topic and they show you one picture on the PowerPoint slide and it's only there for 3 seconds. And I'm like, oh God, that was too fast.
can you please go back to the previous slide, please?
Yes. And they're like, no soup for you. So I just got to write it down, but I don't do automatic writing, but I thought that was really funny because I was like, wait, do you think I do automatic writing? Do I have to do this? Is this something that I need to do?
You should make a video about it.
About automatic writing and how I
Yeah.
don't do it?
No, you should make a video about doing it.
I do not want to do that.
Why not? I'll do it. I don't know how to do that though.
Oh, we did the drawing for the spirit guides though.
You
That
go
was
into
not
a
us drawing.
trance.
I know. I'm aware of what happens, but I don't know how to make myself do that.
Fair.
Yeah, but it does really well on YouTube.
Meditate?
It does really well on YouTube.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink, nudge, nudge.
Have
I
no
like
idea.
that your answer to the problem was meditate? Question mark.
Some swami shit.
Let me go put on a Burger King crown. I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah, only the Burger King crown. I don't
I don't know, burn some incense and
do automatic readings and be like, wait a second, I need to go get something.
It's just pictures of dicks.
What? No, go get your Burger King crown and put it on your piece of paper.
And draw a smiley face, just trace around
And
the
just
outside.
draw your dicks.
No more dick jokes, maybe.
Fart jokes. You draw a fart. Well, you talk about
How
your
do you-
medium reading.
Yeah. So who did we talk to? We talked to your grandpa, who was hilarious.
my grandpa is just like my father, I found out, which I always kind of knew, but I never actually knew my grandfather. He passed away well before I was born. And yeah, I always knew he had the same sense of humor as my dad, which I've always appreciated, even though it's annoying as all get out sometimes.
Yeah.
But
That's funny. He was very specific in talking about what Abby looked like when she was little and about how intelligent and smart she is, even for being a little kid. It's pretty funny. Like, one of the things he said was, I saw like the intelligence behind her eyes and she was so cute. But like most kids are cute, but most of them are dumb as box of rocks. He's like, but not mine. Not my grandkid.
which now, I really wish I would have asked him what he thought about my other siblings, because there's 4 more of us.
No tea. Well, he talked about your brother.
He did talk about my brother and how much he looks like him, and that's pretty much the only thing. But Ethan has the same, I don't know if I should say his name.
Oh,
My
you
brother
can.
has
Yeah.
the same kind of intelligence that I have and the same wit, so I'm sure that's why the only other one he brought up.
Yeah, and he talked about how your sister is very much like his mother, which was really
that's
cute.
true, yeah.
With the drawing from the nursing home.
Mhm.
And she popped in just very, very briefly. Who else?
Oh, my great-great-grandmother came through, or is around. I don't know what the...
Thrice great grandmother, I think.
No, twice.
Twice?
And she talked about how I'm like her mom.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Which is funny because I was really close to my great-grandmother, who is my whatever, her daughter. And she was always like, well, a common love that we both had was Scotland, because her parents were from Scotland, and the woman who came through was my Scottish ancestor. And it was just kind of nice to see, and her trying to make me more of a lady than I am.
Yeah, she was like, Abby, she made me lay my business cards out on the table because they were the only thing in reach. And she was showing me in my mind, like, when you move your hands over cards, they shouldn't just brush, like, they shouldn't even, your hands should just glide over the top of the cards, and they should fold over to the other side to reveal what's underneath them. And she's like, this is the type of passive feminine energy that Abby needs to use in her life. But she's like, well, this is what she's doing. And she made me like, I love when spirits do that because they like scare people during readings a little bit. She made me lay out the cards and like slap my hands on top of them and rip them off the table and like, ah! And she's like, this is what you do. But you
Yeah, I'm
need
not
to
the most gentle person. I can be kind of abrasive.
It was really funny. And I really like the things she talked about in the veil because she got very serious about it. So Abby used a little like veil for her wedding when she got
It was really
married.
just a piece of lace that my great-great-grandmother actually made from hand. And she made it for her granddaughter's christening, and then her other granddaughter used it in her wedding as a veil. And I found it when my great-grandmother died and decided to use it in my wedding as my veil. And apparently she really appreciated that I kept it in the family and used it in a way and brought the family together almost in my wedding.
Yeah, and she's very adamant that she like wanted you to find it. That's why you did, because the first one in the family should have it, like the firstborn, and you were the firstborn girl. That's really cute. It's adorable. And then, oh, my favorite was the guy. Okay, Abby, what did you go to school for?
Archaeology.
Which is a fucking badass thing to go to school for.
Which, if you don't know, is the study of the past and the cultures.
We were talking about deep throating bones earlier. It's great.
Inappropriate.
It's not inappropriate.
You were just talking
So-
about drawing dicks.
Why were you talking about that? Just randomly putting that out there without context is weird.
Oh, no, it's great.
So the way you find out, one way not the way, one way to find out.
The only way.
Sure. If it's a bone or a rock, not necessarily human bone. You can't tell if it's human or animal, but bone is if you stick it to your tongue and it sticks, it's a bone. It's not a rock because bones are porous. And so that's a running joke in archaeology is, you lick the bones or whatever. And Liv took it a step further and is deep throating a femur.
As always, she thinks everything is sexual.
I do not think everything is sexual.
You think BTS is sexual? You think teaser is sexual? These
BTS
are things.
apparently equals BDSM.
Yeah, exactly. Which BTS is behind the scenes, and a teaser is the
Or Korean boy band.
preview before your YouTube video. But no, everything I say is sexual. And she's like, I'm not sexual. I'm innocent. I'm like, uh-huh.
I am innocent. We were talking about
Never.
on our
You're a towel.
we were talking about on our Discord server. We talk for Patreon. If you're a Patreon person, you can access our Discord server, and we talk about the different types of clairs. And in one of the sections for Claire Aliens, I was talking to Abby about how I want someone to write a fan fiction about a superhero that just runs around and only uses the clairs of Claire Gustance and Claire Aliens to psychically receive information and fight crime. Hence, we were talking about how you need to lick or deep throat bones in order to perceive psychic information to save the day.
Do not deep throat bones. That is a health hazard. I'm just here. Disclaimer.
Just give him a good old lick. How many licks does a gate
And
take?
stick them to your forehead.
They will probably stick without you licking them.
What?
God. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, okay. Abby is an archaeology person. She's basically not Crocodile Dundee. Who's the dude with the whip?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Crikey. And
He's not Australian at all.
I don't know what a cerulean is. You're a
Nope.
cerulean.
One brain cell.
Australian is what I said.
So, anyways, Abby is basically Crocodile Dundee, and she spits out her water onto the ground. And had this guy step forward, and he's like, I'm not related to her. I have a red beard and brown hair. I'm Celtic and or Scottish derivation. We're not related, but she saw me in a picture book like while she was studying for school, and I love her. She's great. She thought I was super cool, and now I'm here to help her. I am like, he has taken himself to be her guide and help her through these things. And it's really cute because if you guys don't know anything about like deities or demigods or gods, anything like that, I've had a couple different deities and gods step forward to talk about people that worship them, or at least they have like altars and things like that for them, which I didn't think was a thing as a medium that would happen for me. And I actually didn't think that like gods or deities would even want to talk to me as a medium because they're like gods. And he's like, I'm like that. I'm not a god, but like I have like taken her on as a soul to help, and it's great.
As a side project.
Side project.
Hey, I need all the help I can get over here. So
He's gonna lick
It's
the
cool
bones.
though.
Oh hell yeah.
He's gonna lick the bones for you. He had a wooden shield, and he had like and he made me say short sword because it wasn't very long. And he was like tapping the front of the sword that had like the seal or the crest. He was saying it was a seal. I don't know if there's a difference. But he's like, "That's me. It's me. It's me." And he's really cute about it.
And I feel terrible because in typical, me fashion, I totally don't remember his name, which happens to me more than I like to admit. But I will find him. I have all of my textbooks still, and I will find him. And I am honored that he has chosen me out of the
All of the people that read about his dead ass.
Yeah, several thousand years of souls to pick. I mean, I don't know if he picks like one a lifetime, but
He's like, nah. It's really cute. He's so adorable. So what did you think about it all?
I was very shocked. I expected a couple people to like show up, but apparently they're always with me, so they didn't feel the need to reassure me because they said I knew already, and I already do. But yeah, no, I was happy. I kind of glad I did the tarot card reading first and then the medium reading after, because while one made me super nervous and to really rethink my life, the other kind of comforted me and showed that even though whatever I do decide in whatever I have the support system. Maybe not in the physical world, which I think I do anyway, but definitely in the spiritual realm, and they'll push me in the right direction.
It's so cute.
Or have Olivia push me in the right direction.
Or M.
Or M.
You guys are friends now.
Yeah.
She's an Aries. She'll yeet you off any cliff that you want to go.
Fair.
It doesn't even matter. Says nothing. Just side eyes. Knows it's true.
Well, I mean, I'm going to yeet myself off of cliffs. Whether you follow or not, it doesn't matter, because Aries are all about...
I mean, my depressed ass
themselves.
probably will.
Yeah, I think it's cute that you're like, you talk to the people that I didn't think that were going to come through. It's because I'm always saying that you always get the information that you need, not the information that you want. And
I find that definitely true. I mean, I definitely had expectations coming into this, and while they weren't necessarily met because it was completely different, like it was just not in a bad way, but it was just completely different than what I thought.
cute. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask questions.
Oh, God.
So, what does her spirit guides look like? I don't know why you're looking at her.
I don't know. You're supposed to tell me.
Abbi has one guide that is orange. Orange is her favorite color, which I think is interesting. And he literally shows me that he's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. He's like, caw. It's really funny.
I don't think that's the sound phoenixes make, but I mean, I'm no expert.
But literally, I asked him, I was like, is her favorite color orange because she saw you as a child? And he was like, no, she felt the color orange. And I was like, how the fuck do you feel the color orange? And he showed me, and I was like, oh, this is weird. So I asked her.
Yeah, no, every time I see the color orange, like, and it wasn't my favorite color, like, growing up. Like, that was always, like, blue or purple, actually, which makes more sense now. But I don't know, like, it kind of changed over the years. And because I always felt this, like, warm sensation and just, like, coming home and just, like, a comfort when I saw the color orange. And especially, like, the sunset color of the transition, like, the orange to, like, red-orange, like, that kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
And I always, like, really like that. And, I mean, I'm a Leo. I'm a fire sign. So, like, always looking at fire and stuff like that. Like, it always...
Yeah, that's adorable. I love it. But a lot of people ask, how do my spirit guides communicate with me? And Abbi just said, I feel a physical sensation of warmth and comfort when I see the color orange. That is her spirit guide's way of communicating with her. And that is why he presented to Em and I in the color orange, because spirit guides will present to us in a way in which they help their person. So that's why he's like, I'm orange. I deal with transitions. She likes phoenixes. Transition, sunset, orange color, phoenix. Yes. I think it's cute.
So what other guides does she have?
Oh, I really like the green one. Abbi, remember when we used to have dragons when we were weird kids in middle school?
Oh, my God, yes. Yes, and you drew mine. I still have that picture somewhere.
Did I?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
You, like, quick sketched a dragon. Like, just a quick sketch of, like, a baby dragon, like, hatching out of an egg. And I have that picture somewhere still.
I don't remember that. Well, I think it's interesting because I feel like there's one that is green, but there's also one that's purple. I don't remember what colors they were when we were little. But the one that's green is not necessarily a dragon. It's just presenting as a dragon because it knows that you like dragons. I feel like he's more of like a blobby type thing. He's like, I'm going to look like this because she thinks it's cool. And then you have one that's more female and it's purple. And it's like, I'm going to be the yin of the yang of the green, which is weird. The green one is more like outgoing and masculine energy, whereas the female one is more passive feminine energy. And I feel like one deals with like the energy that you use in order to get things done when you need to, and like your Aquarius way. And the purple one helps you with thinking about things before you do it. They like balance each other. But I think it's interesting that they're like, you know, when like the yin and yang symbol, when they like meld together, and you know, when you like, I know History Channel had like a really cool thing about dragons that was just all CGI or whatever.
Oh my God, that like 3-part like
saga.
Yeah.
Yes. They're showing me that these two dragons go together and then they turn into the yin and yang sign. And that's what they do for you, is
Like
they help
my
with
wolves?
balance. Oh,
I have a tattoo of
Oh my
2
God.
wolves
That is fucked up.
I have a tattoo of 2 wolves that are kind of, they're like, one's in like a fighting position and one's kind of just like jumping. And they're in the yin yang, like twisted together.
You guys want to know how you guys don't think you're talking to your spirit guides? It's because it's actually happening. You just write it off as not.
I've always loved the yin yang symbol and everything. And I really debated whether or not to get the yin yang in wolves or dragons. I chose wolves because they're my favorite animal, but and I love them dearly. But literally, it was either between this or 2 like not warring dragons, but like intertwining dragons with their tails like flowing out.
I'm fucking glad that your spirit guides are like, I make you feel the sensation of comfort when you see orange. Also, I get you tattooed on your body.
Literally. Is there like an arrow one too with flowers?
Yeah, but the way I see these guides is they're like balls, but they're like balls of clay, so they can turn into whatever they want. And they like bounce next to each other, but at different times. So it's kind of like balance, like what do you normally say?
Ebb and flow.
Yeah, that's how I see them. I also see them as
These
the
2 specifically, or
what?
These 2 specifically?
Yeah, like I think
Okay.
that's what they actually are just like balls
Well,
of
if
clay.
they're spirits, like it's just like balls of energy and light. I mean, it would just.
Yeah. And then they also show me like the 2 dragons from the
Avatar?
Yes, thank you.
I saw that too.
Yeah, the 2 coming out and like entwining together and putting the flames around you.
Sweet. I mean, like, I'll take it.
I really like that somehow in some cosmic way your spirit guides are like, we're so cool, you're going to get a tattoo of us.
It's because she feels everything. Do you not? Do you feel other people's emotions? Don't lie to me.
I don't know. I guess I never really like paid
Thought
that
about
close.
it?
Yeah, paid that close attention to it.
If a stranger walks into a room, do you know who they are before they open their mouth?
I've always been a pretty good judge of character. So
That is
like
clairsentience.
yeah, like
That is
very
a
like
psychic ability.
like there was a issue with my sister and an ex-boyfriend, and I always knew everyone loved him, but I always knew that he was not who he said to be.
Clairsentience.
So apparently, I don't know.
Ugh.
I always just thought I was intuitive, but like
I mean, you are.
thought it was just a Leo in me coming out.
Same, but different. Intuitive, psychically clairsentient. You're like, I don't know, I think I'm really blocked.
You feel colors.
Are you sure that's
And
not
if-
just synesthesia?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't believe in psychic things, which is fine, literally clairsentience is a form of synesthesia. If
But, like,
you have it
has
with
to be an
colors.
intense color, like normal every day to day, like
It's
the
not just
couches are red. Like it's not like that, but
well, yeah. It's because whatever the color is associated with is speaking to you on an emotional
and I
level
don't know
because
necessarily
it's your guide.
people that I mean, like yeah, like I can pretty much make a snap judge. I'm just judgy, but it's more spaces and like I'm trying to.
Can you read my aura? They keep showing me like clouds of color going around you, and you like can sense the energy. You just don't know you're doing it.
I have never been able to see auras.
Yes.
Um,
What color is my aura? Don't say it. But what do you think?
I would say it's like a light gray because it's just like very not neutral necessarily, but you're just very like a baseline and steady and I don't know. Like I just get like a warm gray. Like is that like makes sense?
It's called gray blue.
Gray blue. Okay. Well,
So is she right, Liv?
Yeah. I feel like you were giving off orange too, but it's really like blue.
I know, because the more I sat here and looked at you, I was like, I'm nervous.
I don't know. I just get this very like steadfast like
That's one of my colors that is just always
just, like,
around.
I don't know. It's just very.
Did you
Olivia's-
know that octopuses can see color by touching things?
Yeah.
I'm glad you know that.
Did you know they have 2 hearts?
I have 2 hearts.
Don't think that's how that works.
Liv keeps like making out with the microphone with both of her hands on top of it, and it's
Very-
interesting
Sexually.
because Liv and I are sharing a microphone, so she's like really trying to keep it away from me.
It's mine.
She just keep tending to pull it toward her more and more.
And when I start talking, she's like, oh, I'll push it over here.
It's just dig on Olivia night.
So, do you have any other spirit guides? There's a woman. Who is the woman?
She's thinking. She's thinking.
Thank you for narrating my thought processes. There's like a lady with a flower crown, but she's telling me that she's not necessarily a spirit guide.
Like
she's
the midsummer flower crown or like a
oh God,
Persephone
I hope
flower
not.
crown?
She's wearing a long, flowy white dress, and her sleeves are very long. And I can't really see her face. She's just showing me the flower crown. She's in like a meadow. It's like during the morning where the sun is going through the trees, but everything's still gray and it's foggy. And she's talking about how she's not a spirit guide, but she's also not a past life. But she's someone that your soul knows or that is a part of your soul. She's like something there to help guide your soul, but isn't a spirit guide. It's really weird.
Could be like a guardian or something like that. Like I don't know how the difference between like a guardian angel or a spirit guide is. Like,
do you feel like you have a twin flame in this life? Do you know what a twin flame is? I feel like she's supposed to be your twin flame, but she's not in spirit.
Explain to me, twin flame.
That's weird. So a twin flame is someone who is the complete balance of your soul.
Okay, so like a soulmate, but kind of like
they're someone that is the opposite of you, but is your complete complement.
Got it.
So you like go through the same things, but like in an opposite way.
That's so weird. Because like I swear my mom and my like her best friend are like the same. Because they're very opposite, but like their lives mirror each other. Like if one bad thing happens to one of them, then like it'll happen to the other. Or in like a weird like not exactly the same
very,
way.
Like coincidental too.
Yeah. Like my mom's best friend had her son, and then 6 months later my mom had me, and like they called each other the same night to tell the other that they were pregnant with like their second child. Like
I hope that happens to us.
Oh God. Liv and I are twin flames.
So
Oh yeah.
So this lady's telling me, because I asked her, I said, well, okay, if you're not a spirit guide, but you're not related to her, then how are you able to help her? Because she's like, I'm very much adamantly separate from her spirit guide. She's like, but we did talk before she incarnated, and she's showing me that she is the complement to who you are. But the reason she talked to you before you incarnated in this life is because you both spoke about how you were not, like one of you wasn't going to be here, because you're going to be able to learn more lessons faster if she isn't here, but she's helping you, which is why she's guiding you, because your twin flame is supposed to incarnate with you to help bring balance to like
The
yin and
world,
yang.
and
Yeah, because everything is karmic. It's not good or bad. It's just one thing has to happen to the other. So she's like, we're going to be able to learn more things faster together if you incarnate now, and I'm able to just help you in the ways that I'm supposed to from here, which is why she's like, I'm a guide, but I'm not. But she's like, I know your soul, and your soul is mine, which is really weird.
It's weird, but it makes like weird sense.
Yeah, she's been standing over me since I've walked down to this basement. That's why I'm like, oh my God, there's
Probably
this
a
woman
very
staring at
imposing
me.
presence then. If it's like the opposite of me. Like it's like, you will do this
Like a
now.
flower
like
child?
Yeah.
She keeps
I
pushing the mic into my mouth now.
I'll stop touching it. Yeah, she gives me very much like she comes up from the floor like a shadow and then reaches over you like a giant mushroom.
I said earlier, like a Persephone flower crown, and that's like the exact vibe she's giving off. Like from what you're describing to me, like beautiful and in a meadow, but also like gray and dark and like rising up from the ground like a shadow. Like I love it because I love Persephone. Like she's one of my favorites, and I aspire to be that feminine but that badass at the same time.
Okay, then that would make a lot of sense.
Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's for sure like the great goddess Persephone, but like that's kind of like the same vibe.
Did we talk to Persephone, or was it the other?
Persephone was there, but we talked to, what was her name? The one with the 3 heads?
Hecate.
Yeah.
There you go.
We
The
talked
goddess
to
of
her.
magic.
Makes sense. Because I was like, we haven't talked to this one before.
When?
I don't think this...
During a TikTok live,
Oh.
someone's deity came through.
Oh.
We're like, oh my god, we're talking to Hecate.
And it was even funnier because she
Hecate, I don't know how you're saying.
She was talking about how this girl that we were talking to giving the reading, her cat's name is Hades.
It's wonderful. Because,
And how Hecate talks to this
Hecate,
little
yeah.
kitten called Hades.
well, she, like, resides in the underworld. She's, like, the daughter of Nyx, who's, like, the Titan of Night.
That's funny. Well, I'm glad that she's talking to a
Titaness,
tiny
okay.
black cat with white feet named Hades.
That just made my day. Like, it's amazing.
But yes, this woman is not Persephone, but if she is someone that would want to be the opposite of you or someone that you aspire to be like, because I try to be like Em a lot too. I'm not going to get too gross for you.
Gross.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I'll keep it to a fucking low roar with the heart eyes, okay?
Please.
Leo.
But I think it's funny that that's how she would present herself. But yeah, she's like, we're not supposed to be in the same life because I'm helping you from here, and then we're going to switch or something. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's really cute.
I'll guide her from beyond.
Beyond this dick. Sorry.
As a spoopy ghost.
She literally rises out of a shadow and goes over you.
Guys, it's the night before Halloween and I'm so fucking excited. I'm sorry. I just gotta say that.
Oh, I just remember Patreon launches tomorrow. Gosh.
I just remember tomorrow's Halloween and I'm so excited. I love Halloween so much.
Great. I'm glad.
I'm sorry. I just got you said spoopy ghost and I was like, oh my god.
So, is there a man? I can't tell if this man is a spirit guide either.
I think it's the one that's yellow.
The orange one? Or is it a
No,
different one? Okay.
Different one. He's yellow. Because you were talking about the yellow arrow with the flowers. He's like, that's me.
Okay, thanks. Because I was like, there's someone else here who's very eager to speak.
Eager beaver.
So what does he look like? I like the waveform for our grumbles while you think about it. Just, ugh.
He's showing me he's the yellow underneath the orange for the sunrise that you're looking at.
Interesting. Okay.
He
So, like,
helps create the base.
is there like a red one then too? That like.
No, that's the red orange guy.
Oh, okay, okay. I was gonna say because, I mean, red and yellow both make orange, which is.
What do you think?
He's the one that directs you to things.
Oh, arrow.
Sorry.
Is it because I mentioned I had an arrow tattoo?
Well, when she was
at point.
It's on my right side, but it points like up. Well, kind of. It points like up here.
Ah.
because he works with your orange guy. Your orange guy is very like creative and like building of things, but you have to take the first step in order to create and build things. So he is the direction for you.
Okay.
He shows me himself as like a compass.
Interesting.
I see it as the yellow part of the sunrise, but
Yep.
when all of the light comes out forward to push you forward, like in a direction.
Like the guiding force.
Yes. That's super cute.
Okay. Is there anyone else before I move on to my next question?
Yes, but she's in the back.
Is she the Akashic Records guide?
I see flowers, and they're like maroon flowers,
Oh, she's pretty.
like mauve maroon colored flowers.
She is definitely the Akashic Records guide because those flowers are turning into pages of a book. And she is like in this really pretty red dress.
Abbi whispers, I love books.
Well, okay, so your Akashic Records guide, which you probably don't know, the Akashic Records is like the library of all of the spiritual information there is, right? So the Akashic Records has like people that work for it essentially, like the librarians of the Akashic Records. So each person has an Akashic Records guide, and that's the person that holds your soul contract, which your soul contract is essentially your legal document that says you're going to do this, you're going to meet these people, and you're going to learn these lessons. And
Great.
This is the guide that holds that, which is why she has books. Because she's very informational, but she is very much behind the scenes because you have very outgoing guides, and she is like, I'm the one that directs things.
Don't look at the lady behind the curtain. Yeah.
Exactly.
But she is very like Beauty and the Beast vibes, but like she's the beauty.
And I'm
She's
the
very
beast.
pretty.
Yeah.
Like in beautiful like bookcases, in this beautiful dress with dark hair.
All right, we get it. She's hot. Okay, what are we doing next?
Yeah. Next question. Who are her past lives?
Why do you have to do this to me?
I told you I was going to.
This is too much.
You told me if I ask, I may receive.
And you also may not.
All you have to do is ask. That's what she normally tells me, because I was like, Liv, do wings exist? And she was like, I don't know. And then some other guy
I can tell you that wings do exist, but like
asked-
maybe not on people.
No, on people.
Okay, that's what you meant. I was like, wings do exist, but
No.
with birds.
I'm talking about wings on people. People see wings like other mediums, and I was like, Liv, can you do that? And she was like, that's malarkey. That's like a load of garbage. And then one of our clients asked her, what do my wings look like? And immediately she saw them. And I was like,
Is it like another like aura kind of thing? Like
yes, it is a part
manifestation of an aura? Like,
It is essentially how your soul connects to your body.
got it.
But we as humans view it as wings because
It's the only
that's
thing
what
that we
we're
can,
Yes.
yeah.
Wings. I can do wings. I don't know if I can do past lives.
There's a man.
I know there's a man.
He stepped forward. He's like timely. He's got like,
My past life, man?
I don't want to tell her that she's a man.
who cares? You're not telling her
Soul's
she's a mermaid.
Yeah. What the fuck? Tell me I'm a mermaid.
Like, that's not the weirdest thing you could tell her.
I mean, like, a soul's a soul. It doesn't matter the body. It's just...
He's like got tan pants and they're like real baggy, but they're like kind of like have suspenders maybe. Is that the guy you're seeing?
I take that as a no based on that face.
Oh, someone else?
I got guy, but I'm very like I can't
Yeah,
see
he's a dude.
Well, I can't see past the Celtic guy.
Oh, no, I see her past life.
Well, then
I can't tell you more information. I just know what he looks
Just
like,
okay.
and he's from a time period, but I'm really bad at history.
I can't give you a time period without seeing. But
Okay, they're kind of telling me. So, I know camera stuff better than I know history. You know when they have, like, photos that are, like, I think the word sepia, they're, like, that weird, they're weird brown.
Mm-hmm.
He shows himself like that.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
that color.
Okay.
And he's like, it's when cameras were black and white, but they were, like, transitioning.
So, like, 1910s.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that makes sense to you, because history does not make sense to me.
it's why you like England.
Oh my god, that was my next thing. I was like, it looks like that type of thing, but also really bad at things like that.
He's showing me like he worked by a dock where people would take things off a ship, and then
The port.
immediately people would sell things on this stoneway, and he worked wherever that was. I don't think he worked on the ships. He's giving me like newsy vibes.
No, he was probably a dock worker at the port, a transporter from the ships to, like, the merchant stalls.
But he's like, I feel like do you like poetry?
I don't hate it.
He's like telling me the reason you like literature so much in this life is because he was able to read, but he didn't tell people he was able to read because he thought that people wouldn't like him because of it. He's showing me that literature was a part of him, because it helped keep him like.
Interesting.
It's really cute. But he's showing me that he worked wherever those dock things were.
Mhm.
But I feel like he was, he's so cute.
I'm glad all I had to do was tell you what
You're
time
like,
period
it's
was.
a man from the 1900s.
And I literally told you that through cameras. God.
Hey, we all...
I've never
Gotta
read
do-
someone's past life before.
It's
I'll
cool.
have you know.
Do you like good soup?
Only good
Good
soup.
soup.
You do?
I mean, like, I like 2 soups, but yeah.
Does one of them have like bread in it or something? Like some sort of ball?
Oh, yeah, there's that one. Okay, I guess I like more than 2 soups. But,
What is that one?
it's, I can't remember what it's called now.
It's like a bready,
is-
meaty ball.
Yeah, it's kind of like a gnocchi, like a Italian gnocchi.
Is it wedding soup?
Dumpling?
It's kind of like a dumpling, but it's it might be gnocchi, honestly. Like it's like a dumpling, but it's like an Italian dumpling.
Because they're telling me, because I was like, is it wedding soup? And they're like,
I
no,
don't
you're
like
not that
wedding soup.
Italian.
Is it
Yeah.
matzo ball soup? It's like a
Yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
but like less cheesy.
They're like saying it's not an Italian thing, so it's not gnocchi, but it's like a dumpling.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
somebody knows what type of English soup this is, because he's showing me him, I feel like he lived by himself for a long time, if not his whole life. I feel like maybe there was a girl that he ended up taking as a wife, but that had children, but they weren't his own. But I feel like he was alone a lot in his life, and he really liked this soup, good soup, because he's just showing me him sitting in at this table by himself in a little flat. I feel like on the second or third floor of a flat, and he's just like, "Yep, I did what I needed to," and then I would read. I feel like he might have written a journal. I feel like maybe he wanted to write books, but he didn't think he was smart enough. Like him learning to read was enough for him, and it was he didn't want to write a book because he didn't think he was good
Always
enough.
had the desire to be an author.
Okay. He didn't think he was good enough. He thought that his ability to read was something that was already spectacular in and of itself.
That's weird because I started reading at 3.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Weird.
He's like a really sweet guy.
But reading has always been a really big part of my life, as Olivia can attest to.
Abby's the reason I got into reading
gross.
I always had
Hate
like
reading.
3 books with me,
at all times.
and they changed week per week.
Oh, for sure. Do you want to talk about your wings?
Do it.
The colors are green on the outside and then orange, and then the inside is purple.
Okay, so like, what kind of like shape are they? Or like bird wings, angel wings, fairy wing? Like, what do they manifest as? Or do they all look very similar?
No, they look different.
Like more like a butterfly shape?
Yeah.
Okay. How I see them is they come out of your back and they like morph into, I don't know, like angel wings, but the shape changes like constantly. But it's like,
But they're more feathered than like membraned.
It's so auras are colors, right?
Yeah, that's what I didn't know if you could see like a texture or like a
Auras are the way I see wings is more like a water painting. Does that make sense?
watercolor, yeah.
Like a watercolor painting, or almost as if like those people that do the smoke things that are colored.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of.
Okay, so just like a not abstract, but like I get it. I can't think of the word, but
with shape, but yours very much like change and move, kind of like smoke. Because at first I thought maybe they were more rounded and bubbly like M's, but then they came out really sharp like this way and then down and then came back again. So it's really weird. I don't know. I just can see that the very outside color is green, orange, and then purple.
they're explaining it to me. It's like they open up like butterfly wings.
okay.
That's how it like is presenting.
So those
to
like
me.
sharp like butterfly wings, like
Yeah, like they start out like folded up and then they unfold themselves, but they can go back and forth.
okay.
If that makes sense. It is really strange to look at because it's not what normal people's wings look like, because they're normally very stagnant.
Nothing about me is normal. I don't know if you're realizing this or not.
It makes sense because you're like finding out who you are, so you're like opening up your wings.
Yeah.
Liv, can wings
24 will
change
do
while
that.
you're like, is that what's happening?
I don't know. I don't know that much about wings.
Me either.
I just I saw the first wings that I ever saw were my one client, and they literally looked like those lights in a jar, the little like gold lights you can put in a jar that are just wires with the little tiny like blinky parts. That's what his wings looked like.
That's pretty neat.
So it's a
Pretty
different.
dope.
Yeah, one might say.
I'm cool with the kids, hip with the kids.
God.
Yeah. You got any other questions?
Oh God, I had some.
You
but
had some?
I did, and then you asked me that, and I like was in the class, and I'm like, nope, good, got it.
Can I just go home now? I'm tired.
Social interaction can't handle social anxiety. Like it's.
You want to tell us a spoopy story before we go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Closer. Sorry.
I was
Closer.
no. But so, God. So I was in college,
As one does.
as one does, and I was a junior, I believe, and we lived in this house on campus. It was an old house. I don't know. Probably built in like the 40s. The last inspection of it, I know, in the basement was logged in the 80s, so.
Was it an old woman?
Oh, I saw an old woman too. Immediately, I was like, there's a woman in the house. There are other things, but she's the loudest one.
So, okay.
I feel like she's petty.
I don't know if it's old woman. I don't know how she
can present
shows
other ways.
Yeah. So, I never saw anything, but I guess what you guys said made sense. Like, I always felt like something else there. And it was
petty
never
vibe.
Yeah. Well, I never knew if it was that because 4 girls lived in there and we were all petty as fuck. I mean, we were all really good friends, but like we were all petty as fuck. We all moved in there and like we all just kind of knew. Like at first we thought there was a demon in the attic, but like
wasn't that woman?
No, we looked out there. We literally put my side note. We literally put my phone on it like a vacuum like hose extender and like tied it with like one of those like armbands that you wear running and like recorded it up there and like looked around it.
God,
Nothing was there. Yeah, wild time. We might have been a big drunk. Who knows? I will neither confirm nor deny that because I honestly don't remember.
Probably drunk.
But so we always like knew, and this thing started happening. Like my roommate saw like a dark-haired like young woman, I guess. Like
that's what I see. But she's like, it's like the fountain of youth. I can be whatever age I want, and this is my prime.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know, but she was like a dark-haired, like long dark hair. I don't know why we just started calling her Josephina or Josie for short. That was just what the name we gave her. And it literally meant nothing. I don't know. That was just what we gave her. And our fake demon was called Jeffrey. Maybe that was just why we did that.
Our fake demon.
There was no demon
Jeffrey.
in there. There was no demon in there. There
According
was nothing
to
ever.
the phone,
we would
haphazardly stuck onto the end of a vacuum cleaner.
No. We
wand.
also saged the shit out of that attic.
Of course.
But so we were all like, we were sick and tired because she would like throw things around the house. She actually warned us that like one of like our acquaintances, she wasn't quite a friend, but like we didn't really like her. It doesn't matter. But she was like walking past the house and we were talking shit about her. And Josie literally threw things off the desk to warn us because our windows were open.
That's awesome.
And she like threw things and we're like, we all went dead quiet as soon as this girl like walked past our windows. Like, so she didn't hear us talking. So like Josie kind of looked out for us, but she was also kind of a bitch.
Petty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely fit in with her. And so we decided one time we were going to do a seance to try to talk to her.
Oh, God.
Again, 19, 20-year-old college students. Like,
how'd you do it?
So we actually, 3 of the 4 of us were archaeology majors, anthropology minors.
You get some bones and you lick them?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Exactly. That's what we did.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Stick them to your forehead.
We went to the cemetery, dug up some graves, we're like, cast the bones, voodoo style. No, so we looked up a whole bunch we actually did so much research on this. We looked up a whole bunch of different like cultures, like seance methods, not seance necessarily, but like communing with the dead.
How did you do it?
So what we did is my friend was kind of like spearheading this. And so she kind of took her inspiration for the circle from like the House of Night novels. I don't know if you ever read those with the vampires and like the element circle.
Read.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
But so we sat up in the 4 elements, and so each of us recommended
some alchemist shit.
Not necessarily, no. It was really just to ground us because we all felt like connected like with one specific element. And like so like I was fire, like the one was water, like stuff like that. And we all sat in the traditional like compass points that correspond with that, and then we had a spirit candle in the middle. And we lit our candles. We went super extra with this. We all dressed up in like velvet dresses and like did our makeup and hair and stuff because we're like, if we're gonna die, we're gonna die looking good.
Oh god.
And so we all did that. We like put like glitter on the candles like to represent like each one. Like we went all out. So we did that. We looked up some like Native American rituals and some like other things. We had sage, we had lavender. it was white sage and something else, I believe, was in it. And then we had like a lavender, because that's purifying and good. We had like amethyst stones and some like quartz and stuff like that. Very new age stuff too.
Right. So how did they speak to
And
you?
well, so we had a pendulum.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah. So we tried different things at first, and nothing was really working. Well, we didn't think it was working. We found out later it actually was. So at first we set up the circle, we said the Lord's Prayer. We did all of our cleansing stuff.
Goodness.
We cleansed. We put salt around us. We put salt on the windows and the doors and everything so nothing could come in. And I know this is going to come back later, but I left my phone on the couch. It was not in the circle.
Okay.
And my phone sucked. The battery sucked on it. And it was like 25%. It'll come back later. And so we're doing this and we're like, okay. And we got through all like the pre-ritual stuff. Like we had our own little things. Like we had our own drink that was called the Splash Splash. I think it's called like a something hard lemonade. It's lemonade with rum and vodka in it.
Yeah.
And so we call it a splash splash because you splash this, splash that. So we took like a ceremonial sip of that. We hit like the
Oh my
ceremonial
God.
like vape and like
Ceremonial vape. No. All for a pendulum reading. My God, you guys.
we were so extra.
Did you want more energy in that house?
I'll get there.
I'll get there.
Because I'm just letting you know right now, Josephine was like, these girls were fucking whack. I was not a part of this. She stood in the corner and watched this happen and was like, interesting,
we definitely
interesting.
thought we were talking to Josephine.
Nope. Letting you know that now.
Yeah, you
we
pulled
found out
something
later.
in.
Oh, don't worry. It gets better. So we're sitting there. We're like, okay, if you're here, make or like knock twice. And nothing happened. And then the furnace kicked on. And we're like, oh, it's like the middle of November and whatever. And we're like, okay, this and this. And so we finally got the pendulum, which we had on like a backup. And we were talking, and it was definitely like, we're like, okay, if you're this thing, or this person, like, like swing it like left to right for yes and up and down for no. And we were communicating pretty well, and it was super spooky. And I remember one specific detail, the candles. So me, who is fire, and I was south, and the person, I forget, who was across from me, I think it was water, because I think they go across, which was north. They, like, those two candles, like, they, like, slowly melted, and then the ones, like, for east and west and air and...
They got the energy from the candles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And no, it's fine. And those like melted into like a puddle like so quickly. And then at the same time, both the fire and the water candles like spilled over. I still have my candles in my house. Probably not a good idea. But
it doesn't matter. It doesn't have energy anymore.
yeah, I was going to
They
say
sucked it
it's
out of
yeah,
it.
I was say it's not burning anymore. It just kind of sits there. So like that was like weird. And then we asked if there were more than one. And the pendulum started swinging. I mean, like...
What do you mean?
Like, it was going back and forth, whatever.
Did you have, like,
we
a yes or no?
Yeah,
Oh,
we had, like,
okay.
a yes
So,
or no. Like,
yeah.
left and right for...
You see a baby one?
This is what he's showing me.
Oh, God. You know what? That's funny. That's funny later.
Yeah, no, he's, like, sitting in this chair over here.
That's cool. Hey, dude. But so glad you attached to me.
He's not attached
We're
to
talking
you.
about him,
Oh,
so
okay,
he's like,
okay, so
I'm going to
it's-
tell you things. He's
Yeah.
like,
Whatever.
boring.
Yeah. But we started, and we asked if, like, more than one was there. And, like, the pendulum, I was like, it started, like, going, like, hard, like, way more than it was. And we're like, okay, one at a time. Like, it was, like, almost like whoever was there was trying to, like, all talk at once, like you guys were saying. I was like, I started to get, like, really nervous. Like, I was always nervous. I'm an anxious person no matter what. But, like, I started getting, like, real nervous. And I was like, guys, we need to, like, start resolving this. And so they're like, oh, do you need help crossing over? Because they thought they were talking to Josie. And she's like, yes. And they were like, oh, you're murdered and all this stuff.
Crossing
Like,
over into this house.
Yeah. And everything. And so, like, we helped Josie cross over, apparently, which I'm
You did
finding out.
what? How do you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, well, what did you do?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know. we're like, yeah, you're good, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like,
Sorry, Liv and I think it's funny because we see it as like you're like a Boy Scout trying to get your badge for like crossing people over the road. You know, like taking their hand and walking them over. And
you
they're
know,
like,
we did more research
leave
after.
me alone. I can cross the street myself.
Yeah. I can't believe I've never told you this story. But we found out later it didn't work.
Because Josie's like, yeet.
No.
Josie
So
can be there if
that
she wants
night,
to.
we were all terrified. And so, like, we closed out our circle or whatever. Like, I won't get into, like, the super nitty-gritty details because...
Interesting. I didn't know you needed to close the circle for a pendulum reading.
Again, super
But
extra.
everyone was very scared.
Yeah, we were all very scared. And we're like, if anything else, we are cleansing ourselves again. We did, like, the purification rituals again. And that night, we all pulled our mattresses into the living room and slept out there because we were all so scared. And
wait, I was just going to say, did only the activity happen in the living room?
Yeah, it only happened in the living room. And then we all slept out there because we were all too scared to sleep in our own rooms.
Dom should have slept in your room because he's like, you let me only into the living room because you closed out the circle and this circle was the living room.
Well, in the living room. It was a specific point in the living room. There's still the wax on the floor. We checked. We broke into the house next year. I shouldn't be
Minor
saying-
details.
To smoke weed. It's fine.
Also minor details.
Podcast. But
go on.
So what happened in the living room?
We had the living room, and my two roommates who originally saw Josie, which I'm so sorry, I don't know if that's her actual name or not. That's just the name we gave her.
She's like, it's fine.
Like, I feel bad. Like, there was like a dark figure in the corner.
Yep.
And and we were like, it's fine. And I think we brought Jeffrey into the house. I don't think he was there to begin with. But
You are correct.
Jeffrey into the house. and then the next year, and then two of us went to England, and we really didn't. I mean, we talked about it because we're like, ha ha, we did a seance, you know. And
we did a seance. It
in my
was super
phone,
spooky.
when we left the circle, it was fucking cold.
I know, because they drained all of the heat. That's why the candles
freezing.
were dead.
Yeah, and that's why the heat turned on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what we're like,
That's where
if
they
you're
got the
here,
energy.
knock twice, and the heat turned on and it knocked. Like, you know, like, all this stuff.
When you said
And
that,
then-
it was like, are you sure it didn't knock?
Yeah, and the heat turned on, and we're like, oh my God, the heater literally knocks when it turns on. Because it's such an old house. Well, I mean, it does at pretty much any house, but, like, it especially, like, rattles the house. And I looked at my phone after, because I was like...
Liv is looking at pictures of baby devils.
Like, the little devil from, like, the cartoons and stuff. Yeah.
Because that's what it, like, kind of looks like.
Well, no, it's exactly what he looks like. So it's funny.
Exactly what he looks like.
Well, okay, so the funny thing is that I looked at my phone after, and it was at, like, 75%. And I was like, holy shit, the energy in this room just charged my fucking phone.
That's weird.
Gonna
like-
do you a solid and charge your
Yeah,
phone
I was
so that
like-
you can catch
I was
this on
like-
camera.
I was like, damn. I was like, I thought it would be dead by now. Like, I was like, because it would have been. Like, we were there for, like, an hour. And so, like, we all slept there, and then, like, we all went to Europe, and I was in this church, some cathedral in Europe, I can't remember, but there was, like, a depiction of, like, an imp. Like, and I just got the biggest chills. Like,
He's like, remember me?
yeah, I was like, I'm in this cathedral, like this Catholic cathedral, and there's just like this like depiction of like an emperor.
It's like, it doesn't matter.
Something that the architect put in, like, you know, as like
Yeah.
a, I don't know, joke, like whatever.
Gosh.
And
That's
I
a
was
fun
like,
time.
they pointed it out because it's like, oh, like one of the selling points of the cathedral or whatever. And
He
I was
pointed
like,
it out.
I was like, oh my God. And I just look at my friend who went to Europe with me, who was my roommate. And I was like, do you? And she just was like, gone. I was like, what? That didn't bother you? Apparently she didn't know it was an imp. Well, then my senior year, we all moved back in together and in the house next door. And they come running into the house the one day. And they're like, they had, like, the two roommates that, like, originally saw everything had gone to Myrtle Beach, I believe. And they come running into the house, like, a week after they got back. And they're like, we needed to do an emergency seance now.
Emergency seance. That needs to
I
be
was
on
like-
a t-shirt right fucking now.
Emergency seance! Like, not house meeting, not anything. Like, we need to have... They made a splash splash. They got the vape. They got, like... we
Oh
went.
my God.
We went to the local Catholic church and got holy water.
The fuck?
We literally like took a vial of holy water.
Let's give this entity all of our nervous energy. My dude.
I'm having a panic attack because I'm like, what the hell is going on? They have me drive to the church. I was like,
What did you do a seance for?
Did they see it in the window?
no, they're like, it's attached to us. It followed us to South
Also, it wasn't
Carolina.
even in that house.
No,
you
it was
did
attached.
You did it in the church?
No, we did it in the house, but the house next door.
Okay.
But they're like, it's
Oh,
attached to us. And like they did another pendulum reading, but again, we opened a circle and like everything. And they're like, is it attached to us? And it's like, yeah. And I was like, can you please leave? And it was like, no. And I was like, please, you're making me real nervous and I need to study. I was studying 2 minutes ago. And like they rushed into the house. They're like, emergency seance now. So yeah.
Why did they need an emergency seance? You were going to cross over Jeffrey?
Because they wanted Jeffrey to stop being attached to them. They're like, whatever we brought
Oh, yeah,
into that house.
That's
like,
how you get rid of them.
They're like, whatever
Emergency
brought into
seance.
that house, they're like, definitely attached to us. I was like, that's because you two are the most chaotic duo, like, in this house. Like,
You said it, didn't have to.
I was like, you two, like, yeah, sure. Like, at the one point, me and my one friend were closer than they were, but they had, like, just met, like, it was kind of like all of us. But, like, through senior year, like, I had a major depressive episode, so they kind of did everything together. And I was like, that's because you two literally are fucking crazy. I was like, it attaches to that chaotic. It's, you literally are inviting. Like, it's like, this was your idea. Like, this.
They're like a candy shop for it. Yeah, he's showing me that. I don't think he necessarily is attached to him. He just thinks it's funny.
But they're like, it's following us. Like, we need to get out of here. Like, or get this thing out of here now.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Why did they think it was following them?
Because I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know.
because I don't think it is.
I mean, it's not. It only like shows up when you start talking about it.
Well, they probably were talking about it because
I know, but like
psychos.
normal
in a
people
good
are
way.
like, "Hey, this thing's attached to me."
What
Usually something
about
happens.
me makes you think my friends are normal.
It's really funny.
We literally were like, "There's a ghost in this house. Let's talk to it."
Emergency seance.
Yeah.
So it's showing me that when you guys asked, is there more than one spirit here? And it swinged really big. It's because it literally looks like the little man-child baby devil thing from like Looney Tunes. And it's like, I'm really big and scary, so I'm going to lie to these girls and make them super scared. And
Yeah,
it's
none of us were like, what? Clairvoyant is when you could see it, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, none of us could, like, see it. And, like, we saw it, like, out of the corner of our eye. Like, one of our roommates had long, dark hair. And so, like, we all thought it was her, like, passing some of the times, like, in the bathroom or whatever. Nope, it was Josie. But, like, I mean, like, I, again, never saw it. But, like, I always knew, like,
Because you're clairsentient.
Yeah,
That's why
apparently.
you knew that imp was wrong.
yeah, I was
And
like,
no one else noticed.
I was like, I was like, what the hell? Like, I hadn't thought about it like that. Not demonic, but just chaotic presence. Like, it wasn't.
trickster.
Yeah, like it wasn't. It was just like mischievous. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't.
not a big deal. It's just
yeah, it was
thinks
just.
it's funny.
Yeah,
But that's also why he was like, I am a big spoopy shadow in the corner.
yeah. I mean, like it terrified us, like in the moment, but like afterward, I was like, I don't feel any like evil coming from the house or anything. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I feel safe here still. Like, there's nothing bad. Like, it's
She
just.
just doesn't care enough.
Yeah, it's just like chaotic neutral. Like it was.
Chaotic neutral.
It's the innocent evil. It's the I'm gonna have these corgis bite your ankles. Is that inconvenient for you?
Yeah, like literally, like I'm gonna knock over this coffee on your homework and see how you deal with it. You
I'm
know,
gonna be
like,
really evil, but my voice is not gonna match.
Is this my voice? Yeah.
You're going to get eyelashes in your eye every day you wake up.
Is that kind of evil?
Yeah. It's really funny.
Like,
I'm
it's just
sorry. That's
inconvenient. Yeah.
a great story. I love it.
But yeah, so like that's my spooky tale. One of them.
I think that we're going to have to do a TikTok live with some splash splash.
Splash splashes, or you have to have Bacardi rum and Smirnoff vodka,
It's only the
that's,
drinks of the gods.
because that's our and it's heavenly with Starbucks lemonade.
That's where the real heaven comes in, is from the Starbucks.
Because their lemonade is like so tart because it's made to like be mixed with things. So because it's so like highly concentrated that we would just go and we would, well, our friend worked at Starbucks and she would just give us like boxes full of lemonade, like their box lemonade.
Of course.
Yeah. So or we would just go and order like 3 Trenta lemonades.
No water.
No water. No, just like no ice. Just pour like literally a Trenta is like one of the full boxes of lemonade. So like we're like, just give us 3.
Jesus. Yeah, they do mix it with water though. Anyways, did you guys like our stories? If you didn't, don't tell me because I'll cry.
If you guys are interested in a tarot versus psychic medium reading, you can go to the show notes or just directly onto our website and go to our services and book that if you would like a reading just like Abby.
Worth it.
Best guest.
We are going to do something next week. Also, if you guys want to join our Patreon, that is now available for you to get spooped and whatnot.
Again, worth it.
So, make sure you guys check out next week's episodes because we'll figure out what it is at some point, you know.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be metaphysical. It's going to be paranormal. It's going to be spiritual. It's going to be funny.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
You want to say it with us?
We are your Meta PsycKicks.
Oh.
We're really good at this planning
Ready?
stuff. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. We
We
are
are-
your meta. No?
PsycKicks.
What do you wait?
Do it again.
Do it again.
What?
No, do it the whole thing again.
You want to do the whole
We are your Meta PsycKicks.
You ready?
Yeah.
We are your meta PsycKicks. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What? We are 1, 2, 3. We are your.
Wait, I thought we all say
Liv continues to say it alone.
You want to just do
I
it?
didn't say it the first time. That's why I was so. Where's the
No,
womp, womp,
it's this
womp?
one.
Yeah, the-
Ready? Stop it.
Blooper reel.
We are your Meta PsycKicks.
Do it again. Do it. You can do it. No. I'm going to stare at you until we get this right.
We are your Meta PsycKicks, right?
Yeah.
Closer.
You got to scream it like you're a superhero without a cape because no capes.
They get caught in the planes.
Exactly. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
We are your Meta
PsycKicks.
Oh, wow. Now let's talk during the entire outro. Just to piss Liv off because we really fucked up that outro. Are you guys still here? Do you guys want to hear what happens at the end? Just wait.
I have
Wait,
to do it
Liv has a
again.
mental breakdown.
I have to do it again.
Just, it's almost there. Wait. Boo! You scared? Okay, bye.
God.